Hello, and this is Tina. Welcome to Lakeshore Academy. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I plan on using this in the future with my children. Of course, when that time comes, I could change my mind a little bit, but these are some ideas on how I would use this Funschooling, homeschooling handbook for high schoolers. Because someone asked me about this particular book because they have a high schooler, and being that I already bought the book because Sarah running a great sale on it, so I said I have to go ahead and get it now while it's on sale. So these are the subjects that you're going to cover in this particular journal. Is the talent and interest, history, science, English, reading, language arts, film, art, nature, economics, finances, and math. And of course, with all Thinking Tree books, there are direct delighted learning, so it's geared towards what the child is interested in, so that does not change with the high school journals, but it's a little bit more structured, and I'll show you how that is in a couple more pages. It says, what are your interests in? You're going to choose the topics, and you're going to write down the 9 things that you're interested in, and you're going to write them in these boxes. And then it has a cute, cool little section that says, note to self, I learn best when. And then it tells you to create an environment that sets you free and relax and enjoy your studies. So your child is focusing on figuring out how they learn best and then utilizing that in an atmosphere that is conducive to learning. So that's what I love about that particular page. Now, this is the directed learning aspect of this journal, keeping the same Thinking Tree theme of direct learning or interest-based learning. They will pick these 9 books that they're interested in. The high schooler will pick 9 books that they're interested in. However, on this page, this is the more structured part of it. This is where they have to pick curriculum choices for required subjects that they have to have in high school: English, science, history, and math, finances, and economics. You're going to use 12 pages per day in each curriculum with the journal, and this journal should last about 6 weeks. Now, me personally, I'm going to make mine stretch out longer than that, and I just add notebooks with mine. So the child will write down, the child will they will have to pick a book for each one of these subjects and write them down. Okay, they will start their day by circling whatever particular month they're in, writing the month, the day, and the year. They will write a verse or a quote, prayer time, something that they want to pray about or something that they want to do. And they'll choose any of the books to do an hour of reading time. And they can write down something from that particular book if they want to. This is just a coloring sheet, but you can have them write something in it or illustrate however they want to do it. This is reading time. They will actually do their creative writing here where they're writing a summary about whatever they learned and they will illustrate it. This is drawing time. They can either add to the picture, complete the picture, do however they see fit with this particular picture. Here's the page where they write what they learned about science from the particular books that they read for science that day. They will write about what they learned in history for that day, and on both occasions they will illustrate what they have learned. Here is the page for math, finances, and economics. Excuse me. They will write down whatever page they're working in their math book or DVD or whatever curriculum you have on the computer. They will write down whatever page or part they are doing in the curriculum, the date, and write some examples of it. Of course, this is not big enough space for them to do a whole lot of different math curriculum, but they can write down what topic they're working on. Like with me, I would have them write down the topic that they're working on and write down some examples. And then in an additional notebook, like a 1-subject notebook, I will have them write their problems down and do more detailed work in that 1-subject notebook. Here, they will do the copy work from any of the books that they're using with this particular journal. It can be the 4 subjects that they're required to do, or it can be one of their interest-driven books. It doesn't matter. Doing the English, they write about whatever they're learning in English, and then they illustrate it. Then they have the nature study. They go outside and they draw what they see. I look at this as a therapeutic page to help them relax, to help them get centered, to help them just be able to focus on whatever they're doing and be able to learn to naturally relax themselves. This is the way I look at this particular picture. This particular page, and I like it for that aspect. Now, this is what I really love about this high school journal, because here's where you're getting your grammar. You're learning those parts of speech. You're learning about compound words and verbs by using the books that you've chosen to use for this book. Now, the difference between other Thinking Tree journals and this Thinking Tree journal for the high school level is that usually they tell you to you have 20 words and you have to pick. There'll be 4-letter words, 5-letter words, or it goes all the way up to 8, sometimes 10-letter words. Well, in this instance, you choose a letter, any letter you want from the alphabet. The child picks it, or you. They find 25 words that begin or end with that particular letter. Then they write a story or poem using the words that they pull from their books. They find nouns within the reading of their book, compound words, adjectives, verbs, and pronouns, and then they take those words, which are their spelling words, and they write a story, poem, song, play using those words in their spelling list. And then you can reuse the words however you like. Over here is the film time, where they write about or watch an educational film tutorial or documentary, and then they illustrate it, and of course they write how they feel or circle how they feel. Here you start over with the write the verse, prayer time, the drawings, the summaries, the drawing time, and what did you learn. It starts over. And basically you're keeping the same gist throughout the book. Now, I really like this. Now, if you're doing this and you know that this is not enough space, you just add an additional notebook to it. You can actually use a 5-subject notebook if you want to have to go along with this journal, so that you can be a little bit more detailed and write a little bit longer with this book. And I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to write a note to myself to buy a 5-subject notebook, and they can actually split it up by the subjects: math, history, science, and language arts. And then they can go and have a section just geared towards their interest books that they have, the 9 books that they show interest in. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this, and they also have a page for nature study. So this is how I am planning on using this book in the future. Of course, I can change my mind and do something a little bit similar, but I will basically stick to what I said just now, based on what I see in the book at present. But this is a very good journal because it will keep you organized. You will be able to see what your child is doing. Your child will be able to learn how to use their books in more than one way. And they're hitting all their core subjects, and they're also being able to do things that they like to do as well. So they're being responsible, that you breaking them into that life skills, that responsibility of, okay, hey, I want you to do the things that you're interested in, but I also want you to realize that as an adult, you have to also follow rules and do things that you necessarily don't want to do. Like with a job, you have to follow the rules. So we have to follow the rules and do our core subjects that are required, and then you can direct the rest of your time doing your interest-driven things, stuff that you want to focus on to build your career or whatever you want to do in the future or whatever you like. So it's teaching them a good balance in this journal, in my opinion. So I really like this, and I bought this ahead of time, like I said, because of the great sale that Sarah had on these journals. Because I think I spent $18 for this journal, and this is normally a book that's almost $50. So, and I think it's still on sale right now. So if you see it still on sale and it's like 20-something dollars, that is a steal. So you need to get it right now. But anyway, this is Tina from Lakeshore Academy. Just wanting to give you some ideas on how you can use the high school homeschooling handbook journal. And I hope this helped the ones who wanted to know more about it and want to hear ideas on how to use this book versus just seeing the video of the book, but hearing some ideas. Because sometimes when you hear